It is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. We talked about the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series race from Knoxville on Friday yesterday, but I wanted to kind of run through and take a look at a few stats for the season so far after that race the other night. First up, driver rating. This is kind of the stat I created to give you an idea about how drivers' nights go. And each individual race result has the driver rating, and then I've got kind of a full driver rating for not only all of the races in the database, but then also each individual racing season that I have in the database. So far in 2020, the driver with the top driver rating is David Gravel. No surprise there. The driver rating is a combination of your qualifying position, your heat race finish, and your feature finish. So Gravel at this point has a 6.33 driver rating out of a possible 3 perfect score. Other drivers that are up there in driver rating include Darren Pittman, Logan Schuchart, Brad Sweet, Carson Macedo, those guys up towards the top of the list on the driver rating. Through 4 races, we've had 4 different feature winners. Donnie Schatz, Brad Sweet, Logan Schuchart, and David Gravel all winning features so far this season. Logan Schuchart is the only driver to finish in the top 5 in all 4 races. His 4 feature finishes this season are 2nd, 5th, 1st, and 3rd. So no shock why he's the points leader up to this, up through the first 4 races in the season. Brad Sweet has 3 top 5s, Darren Pittman has 3 top 5s, and David Gravel has 2 top 5s. Looking at top 10s, there are 4 drivers that have finished in the top 10 in all 4 races. They are Donnie Schatz, Logan Schuchart, Brad Sweet, Darren Pittman. And then as we go over to average finish, Logan Schuchart dominating an average finish right now through the first 4 races. His average finish right now is 2.75. David Gravel has a average finish of 4, as does Brad Sweet. Looking at laps led, Logan Schuchart has led the most laps so far this season with 50. Ian Madsen has led 27 laps, Brad Sweet 23. Donnie Schatz and Darren Pittman both have led 9, and David Gravel with 2 laps led so far. Feature plus minus, the drivers that have gained the most positions in the feature from their starting position are Sheldon Haudenschild. He has a plus minus of 26, and Logan Schuchart actually has a plus minus of 24. So a lot of drivers up there that have done a really nice job gaining positions in the feature. Looking at the heat race plus minus, Donnie Schatz leading that category right now. He's advanced to 9 positions in heat races. Corey Eliasson second with advancing 7 positions. And then we talked about average qualifying position yesterday. David Gravel with that big 1. He's qualified quick time either in overall or in his flight every single race so far this season. Darren Pittman at 4.75, Carson Macedo at 6.75, and some other drivers on that list. As we obviously go through the season, these numbers will continue to change. We'll continue to talk about them. Again, the next World of Outlaws races are a couple of weeks away here still, so these numbers will obviously stick like this for a while. But just kind of wanted to give you up to speed on what the numbers look like as we sit right now. If you're watching me on the video right now, I've kind of changed my video setup a little bit. I keep kind of experimenting with where I'm putting the camera and my light and things like that. It's actually kind of making it difficult to see my computer screen right now, which is why I'm looking around like a weirdo. But I want to jump into some news items, some races to kind of take a look at this week, and then recap the iRacing action from last night. First up, tonight at West Texas Raceway in Lubbock, Texas, the West Texas Crude Nationals get underway. Josh Boffman, who you might recognize as a sprint car racer himself, and he's the owner of Aaron Reitzel's car, is promoting this event tonight. 360 sprint cars and USRA modifieds on the docket. The sprint car portion will utilize the ASCS 360 engine rules, but will use the all-star format. 38 sprint cars are on the entry list along with 34 modifieds. Action gets underway at 7 p.m. Central Time live on Speed Shift. The sprint car entry list is really stacked. It includes Kerry Madsen, Brock Zierfoss, Joey Saldana, Shane Stewart, Parker Price Miller, Sam Haferteep, Corey Eliasson, the Selzies, Aaron Reitzel, and a lot of other guys. The modified entries include names like Rodney Sanders, Joe Duvall, and Jake Gallardo. If you don't know anything about the West Texas track, it's a quarter-mile track in Lubbock that normally hosts the US MTS through their season. They do some 305 shows, and they have weekly USRA competition. The last 360 race at the track was an ASCS race in 2018. Sam Haferteep was the winner that night. Tonight's sprint car feature will pay $4,000 to win with $800 to start, while tomorrow night's sprint car feature will pay $6,000 to win and $1,000 to start. No spectators are allowed at the track, but you can watch on single night passes or with your subscription at SpeedShift. We'll be back tomorrow and Thursday to recap the action. Continuing on their streak of Thursday night super late model shows, Dirt on Dirt announced they will have live coverage on Thursday from Magnolia Motor Speedway in Mississippi. The super late model portion of the night will pay $5,000 to win, while the 602 crate late model feature will pay $500 to win. No spectators will be allowed. Social distancing for teams in effect. The release from Dirt on Dirt says drivers like Jonathan Davenport, Tyler Erb, Billy Moyer, and Billy Moyer Jr., and also Rusty Schlenk have all indicated their intention to race. Hot laps are scheduled for 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Again, you can watch that with your Dirt on Dirt subscription. Something I tweeted about last night with the DIRTRACKR Twitter account, and I'm not even sure how I missed this. I think a lot of people have missed this, but Jackson Motorplex is opening this weekend. They're opening their season schedule. Friday night, they're going to have 410 sprint cars and Race Saver sprint cars, and then Saturday will just be 410 sprint cars. Friday pays $5,000 to win. Saturday pays $7,000 to win for the 410s. No spectators allowed, but the action can be watched live again on Speed Shift. Teams do have until Thursday to pre-register for the event, but the field is already completely insane. Looking at the entry list, 68 cars right now at last check. I'm not sure, but it seems like this weekend has kind of flown under the radar a little bit with fans and things. I haven't seen a whole lot of social chatter about this, and I had seen some tweets about it and started kind of clicking around to see what information I could find. Because I wanted to talk about it on the show today and kind of stumbled on the entry list on the Jackson Motorplex Facebook page and was like, holy cow. But this list includes basically most of the top names in 410 racing right now and 5 World of Outlaws drivers. You rarely get an opportunity to see that many Outlaw drivers in a race that isn't a World of Outlaws race. So this is going to be a pretty unique night, I think, or a pretty unique 2 nights at the Jackson Motorplex. The list includes guys like Rico Abreu, Bill Baylog, Brian Brown, Mark Dobmeyer, Corey Eliason, Shane Golobic, Sheldon Hodenshield, Kyle Larson, Carson Macedo, Darren Pittman, Donnie Schatz, Tony Stewart, and a ton more guys. Like, there's just obviously too many guys here to list, but this is going to be an incredibly stout field of 410s. Very easily, right up there with what we saw last week at Knoxville. If you want to see the full list of drivers that are going to be there, check out that Jackson Motorplex Facebook page. The post is from May 9th and has all that list. But like, besides just wanting to get out and race, this weekend is actually going to be a really good opportunity for these teams to get out and help build that notebook for the upcoming Jackson Nationals in June. That Jackson Nationals this year pays $100,000 to win. So not surprising to see some of these guys wanting to get out and get a few more laps on the track to get themselves ready here for that race coming up in a little over a month. Action gets underway on Speed Shift both nights at 7 p.m. Central Time if you want to tune in. And obviously we will be talking about this more leading up to it, and then we'll recap all the action next Monday. Last night was week 8 of 10 for the iRacing World of Outlaws Sprint Car World Championship for the Pro Series. Alex Bergeron entered the night as the points leader by 22 markers over David Heilemann. Bergeron got spun last week but recovered to a top 10 finish. That helped him lose not much ground in the standings. The series took on the Eldora Speedway. In qualifying, it was Bergeron going quick time over David Heilemann and Sean Timmerman. Again, the competitiveness of this series is just really impressive. All 30 drivers in qualifying separated by about a tenth and a half. So insanely tight qualifying to get these guys into the show. Heat races were won by Bergeron, Heilemann, Braden Eiler, and Tyler Schell. Tyler Ducharme won the first B-Main with Cole Newhoffen transferring, and Lewis Hewitt won B-Main 2 with Dylan Semmelman transferring. Bergeron and Heilemann 1 and 2 in the points. They started together on the front row. There were no cautions in the feature. It went green to checkered in about 8 minutes. The story of the night, though, was really Bergeron. He dominated basically from start to finish. Quick time won his heat and led all 35 laps en route to his 3rd series win of the year. He won the feature by 1.6 seconds over Heilemann. James Edens was 3rd, Sean Timmerman 4th, and Tyler Schell was 5th. With 2 races remaining now, Bergeron has extended his points lead over Heilemann to 25. James Edens is 44 points back. The 2 remaining tracks are Williams Grove and the season finale at the Dirt Track at Charlotte in 2 weeks. Heilemann has yet to win a race this season, and James Edens losing that connection a few weeks ago, like we talked about, that's really kind of hampered his championship run. Barring some really bad luck the final 2 weeks, I just don't see how Bergeron doesn't win this championship. It will be his 2nd in a row, $10,000, and he's just been so consistent. And not that there hasn't been other guys, that have been really fast this year. Even Heilemann and James Edens, those guys, obviously multiple guys with wins here this season. But Bergeron has just been so consistent on a week in, week out basis. And even when he's had trouble, he's been able to recover. So you can check out week number 9 next Monday night. You can tune in live for free at iracing.com/live or twitch.com/iracing. Moving over to the World of Outlaws Invitationals, there were no iRacing Invitationals Sunday night or Monday night like we've seen the last several weeks, but they will be back in action tonight on CBS Sports Network. It is, again, a features-only program for the sprint cars and the late models. That starts at 8 p.m. Eastern if you would like to tune in. Both series will take on the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. I'll give you a rundown tomorrow on the show of what happened in the features. So that's the show for today. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review. Would love for you to tell your friends about the show. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirtracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter on the site. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow on DIRTRACKR Daily.